Good morning, Taiwan, and thank you for joining us on this Friday. I am Louisa Lee, here to keep you informed and entertained. 早安，你好，欢迎收看 Louisa 报报，每天给你最新奇、最有趣的新闻。And out with the old and in with a new device that could come in handy for those with diabetes. The glucose monitor that could be attached to a smartphone allows people to manage their conditions and check on their blood sugar levels whenever, wherever. 最近，英国有一群科学家推出了一种机器，可以连接在手机上，让糖尿病患者可以随时用手机侦测并记录血糖的变化，帮助他们保持正常的血糖。
The IBG star contains a needle to prick the skin and draw a small amount of blood, which is monitored instantaneously. Phone software analyses the data, flashing the results onto the screen within 6 seconds. Aniel says the device has helped her regain confidence.
With the new monitor, I feel like I can manage my diabetes better. With the new equipment and stuff, I see it's the smallest one I've ever seen, so I can see how things are advancing. It's making me feel more confident that things will get better. With my new monitor, I can plug it into my smartphone and I have my logbook wherever I go.
Other smartphone apps are already helping diabetics, but the IBG Star is the first to allow them to input their own data into their phone using a free diabetes manager app. The device, launched recently in London, allows users to follow changing trends in their blood glucose. It also records their carbohydrate intake and insulin levels. Dr. Andrew Hockey, medical director of manufacturer Sanofi, says the technology is a huge advance for diabetics of all ages.
Anybody can use this blood glucose meter. It simply plugs into an iPhone, and if you can use a modern phone, you can use this meter. You don't have to be technically savvy. You can use it from 16 through to 86.
Professor Peter Hindmarsh of London's University College Hospital works with diabetic children. He says the device's third-party monitoring capability could be a lifesaver.
If you came out with a very low blood glucose value, and it's quite possible that you might not be able to make rational decisions based on that because of the hypoglycemia that you're currently having to face. That information, if everyone was agreeable, could then be transmitted on to somebody who could come in and say, oh, actually, you're looking a little bit low there, let's do something about it.
High blood sugar levels in type 1 diabetics can lead to heart and kidney damage, and in extreme cases, blindness and even death. The World Health Organization says around 180 million people worldwide suffer from some form of the disease. The device is currently available in Europe, and its developers hope to make it available to diabetics around the world soon.
And now to other news. It's a big step forward for equality, with transgender females now able to fight for the crown for Miss Universe. Jenna Talakova, who was ousted late March from the Miss Universe Canada pageant, has contributed to the change of the rule, which will end the ban on transgender contestants. 被环球小姐会取消参加资格的变性人 Jenna Talakova 在抗议选美会歧视之后，终于可以继续参加比赛了，角逐后冠。
The landscape of beauty pageants is changing. After 2 weeks of talks, GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, and the Miss Universe organization have announced all Miss Universe pageants will now be open to transgender females. Director of Communications for GLAAD, Rich Ferrero.
The Miss Universe organization has told us that the official policy is going to be changing this year so that transgender women can compete in 2013. The trials for that begin in fall of 2012. Jenna is going to be competing this year in Miss Canada, which we're definitely rooting for her.
The decision came after Jenna Talakova, a transgender woman from Canada, was disqualified from the Miss Canada Universe competition after officials learned she was not born a female. After a public outcry, GLAAD immediately began talks with the organization, which is owned by Donald Trump. Transgender woman Laverne Cox is an advocate for gender equality and is in full support of both organizations' efforts against discrimination.
For me, Jenna's courage and this overturning of this discriminatory policy with Miss Universe has inspired me to take more action and to call for those I know and have access to also take action for equality for everyone.
Jenna Talakova is set to compete in the Miss Universe Canada pageant on May 19th.
And to music news, One Direction is definitely heading toward the right direction. Now let's find out what the hype is all about and why girls are losing sleep and voice over the teen heartthrobs of the moment. 英国超红的男孩乐团 One Direction 去年出了他们的第一张专辑，立刻在全球各地吸引许多 fans。最近他们到了澳洲表演，还有歌迷彻夜在电视台外面等候，就是想要见到他们一面。
Thousands of screaming teenage fans stood outside Channel 7 studios in Sydney to see British boy band One Direction as they prepared to kick off their Australian tour. The group appeared on the network's breakfast show, Sunrise, and waved to excited fans. The British-Irish boy band shot to fame after performing and coming third on the UK series of The X Factor in 2010. In September 2011, they released their debut single, What Makes You Beautiful, which not only peaked at #1 in the UK and several countries, but also won the award for Best British Single at the 2012 Brit Awards. Their first album, Up All Night, which was released 2 months later, debuted at #2 on the UK Albums Chart and at #1 on the US Billboard 200, making One Direction the first UK group in history to debut at #1 with their first album. Upon hearing that some of the fans slept the night outside the studios, Tomlinson appreciated fan support while asking them to watch out for safety.
I think it just shows just how incredibly dedicated our fans are, and it's just amazing for us. You know, we are doing something that we love, and to be appreciated for that is amazing. All I would say is that, you know, we always want people to stay safe and you know, don't take any risks.
Horan said he can't believe they are being compared to bands like the Beatles and the Stones.
We weren't old enough to be around at the time, but you know, everyone knows the Beatles, everyone knows the Monkees, everyone knows the Stones and stuff. So, you know, people always say, like, there's, like you just said there, like putting us in that category. Like when people say that to us, we kind of brush it off because it seems like such a wild statement to be compared to the Beatles and stuff. So you know, we're very happy to, you know, what we're doing, and you know, we're all got very supportive families and great fans, so we're very happy.
One Direction is in Australia for 4 performances before heading to New Zealand for 3 performances.
And in movie news, move over, fans of the Hunger Games. The teaser trailer of Breaking Dawn Part 2 has arrived, bringing the mega franchise to its climax. With Bella as a vampire and a baby to further complicate things, let's pull the curtain up just a bit, enough to let you see the transformation of Mrs. Cullen and the troubles that may come in the final chapter of the Twilight Saga series. 全球轰动的《暮光之城：破晓2》在大家的期待下，终于推出了预告片，让影迷来先睹为快。最终结局可能会是什么
？After 18 years of being utterly ordinary, I finally found that I could shine.
I didn't expect you to seem so... you?
So beautiful. We're the same temperature now.
And the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 2 won't hit the theaters until November this year, but we are certain that there will be more teasers or trailers along the way. And that's all the time we have for this edition. Thank you for joining us this week. I am Louisa Lee, and we'll see you back here next Monday. Meanwhile, stay with CTS for the latest weather update and for more top stories.